All right, it is January 11th, and it is Thursday. And wow, what a day! I mean, it didn't even feel like that much, but this is probably like my biggest day, like this year, and on the eval, and maybe like trading wise, like most amount of profits and like points on a trade. So yeah, you see P&L 294. So I mean, it was 322, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So let me pull up SPY here. So we had a nice sell-off coming into this morning, and then I mean we opened above the moving averages, so we just came down to test them. So I mean we opened up here 7:30, broke below 15-minute range, had a little bit of a pullback right here, but then just quickly sold off right again after that. So I didn't get any shorts right here, so I was kind of unfortunate because a part of me felt like I missed the move, but I didn't see any entry to get into this, so I didn't. But when we pushed down, we didn't have any bounce off any moving averages on SPY. ES bounced off the 5-day moving average and 20-day, as well as like NQ and QQQ. Q's didn't jump off anything. NQ jumped off 20-day. You see the blue line right here, kind of dotted blue line. It's kind of hard to tell, but it bounces off there too. So I saw the bounce right there, and I mean we were more bearish. I was kind of looking for a long. I don't know why, just because longs have been so good to me the past couple weeks. So even though we were more bearish, I was still kind of looking for a long. And so I thought a retest of one of the moving averages would be nice because like on a higher time frame, like we pushed back above the moving averages. So now we're coming back down to kind of retest like 5-day. We touched 20-day over here, but we haven't touched 5-day yet. So maybe we could get a bounce off 5-day and it could just like come back up, like just a morning sell off, but then everything else after that could just come up. So I was kind of trying to target VWAP, which was like 20 points, 20 point. I don't. No, no, it was. I don't know. I don't think it was 20 points away on ES. That's crazy far. I know it's like 50 points away on NQ though, which I did take it on NQ. So let me pull up NQ right here. So, I mean, yeah, this is the morning sell-off, broke through 15-minute range, bounced off 20-day. And so you see we kind of double bottomed here. First bottom, second bottom. So I bought in right after that double bottom. So I entered in. And then the DOM looked pretty good down here. And I forgot to record this morning's session, which is annoying because I really wanted to go back and look at this. But I do remember there were orders sitting down here right before I was entering. There were like 200, like you see on ES, like usually. So I mean, there's still like almost a half hour left in the market. These are like almost 100, but like before I was getting that trade, the bids were like 200, like on some level. So I thought there was a lot of support down below. So bought in, came up like immediately, and like this doesn't look like much, but this is like this alone is like 50 points, which I got the entire thing. I'll show it on NinjaTrader right here. So I mean, here's my entry at 845.50, and then my exit was 895.50 for the first runner because I took it off a little bit before that because we were bouncing off the pivots on Qs, like we were rejecting off of it. Sorry, right here. So I took off one contract because I was already at 50 points. So I thought if I could just get that runner to VWAP or maybe even higher, like it'd still be a good risk reward. But we kind of just like rejected right here. Like we rejected right here, came up a little bit more, but then make a higher. We didn't make a higher high after that, so I just closed my last contract, just because I didn't see the potential in it. So I got on average 50.5 points on those contracts. So I was up 200 after that first trade. And so I didn't know this, or I just I read it wrong. For my eval, the rules is I can't get more than 30%. I'll show what it says. So I mean, can't get 30. It's got to be 30% of your profit target in one day. So I can't get more than $300 on a day, or my profit target moves up. And obviously, I don't want my profit target to move up. I don't want to have to get more wins in order to pass my eval. So I'm trying to keep this number below 300. And I thought it was per trade, but it's actually your your daily P&L. So if your daily P&L is above 300, then it moves up. I thought it was per singular trade. So I could only get 100 on my second trade, which I got more than 100 on my second trade. Like at one point my P&L was at like 320. So I mean, let's get into the second entry, and I'll explain it. So I mean, we pushed below 5 day, and then we hit 20 day, kind of pushed past it a little bit, but ultimately we held 20 day, which looked good, and then we kind of were just chopping here for a little bit. So like on, I really hope this still shows it because the moving averages showed. We closed. It doesn't show it because the moving averages moved up a little bit, but we closed an hour candle on top of the 20 day moving average. So it was like a 10 o'clock. The 10 o'clock, like 20 day was down here at the time. Like it moves up a little bit just because when you reload the trading view page. But 20 day was down here at the time. And so the hour candle closed on top of it. So on a higher time frame, like it looked really good. Like it just looked like a retest of 20 day. Like after hitting 5 day and then just holding it, and then we just come back up. So I thought there was potential. It's basically the same trade as before, like just a bounce off the moving average. So I wanted to go in with low risk. I only went in with one MES contract, so really, really like the smallest size you can go. So, because I mean, I had some profits to play around with this morning, so I only went with one contract with like I wanted with intention to add. Like I wanted to add, which I've never done before, but I wanted to do on this trade. I wanted to wait till we moved above the moving averages to add. So I bought in right down here off like the bounce for the 20 day on SPY. And so we were kind of slowly grinding up. And I was in the red at all. I actually had a really good entry. And I actually showed you the DOM from right before I entered. So you see this was like the 20 day was like right down here at the time. And you see like at 75 there's like 559 limit orders sitting down here. Not much around anywhere else, but I liked how there's a little bit of support right here, and there wasn't much above, so I knew we could push. There was some opportunity to push above, so I entered in, and then, yeah, I mean we just pushed up there, just kind of slowly moving up, and then kind of once we broke above 5 day, and came down to retest it. Same thing on ES. Showed on this one because I have it marked. So yeah. Once we pushed above, so this is ES, once we pushed above 20 day and 5 day and retested it, that's when I added because, I mean, EMA was there, the moving averages were there. I thought it was a good spot to add. I thought it was like the perfect spot to add. So, I mean, this was at like 10:57. And so this is where I first entered in, and then like 10:57, this is where I added. I added one more. But then that's when it popped in my head. I was like, wait, can I get over 300 on a daily P&L, or is it for a singular trade? So that's when I checked. Whoops. That's when I checked, and I was right. I couldn't get, or I was wrong. I couldn't get more than 300 on a daily P&L. So, yeah, I immediately closed out of my trade because I was already above $300. Like, actually, I'll show you this clip. Like, see, I'm holding this, and then I was up like 12 points, added, came up. I was at like, I don't know why, but it moved the entry up just because it averages it out, I guess, if you add. So I was at 12 points, but I got 20 points on my first initial entry, but then I closed it because, whoops, fucking bot. You see, I was up 311, and then kind of, see, that's when I closed it, and I was up $322. So that's when I played around a little bit, trying to lose like $30, and I was really impatient, and I kind of just like, of course it was during chop. I just tried to go short, and I can lose. So, but eventually I got it, and so hopefully trade day, if you're seeing this, I didn't go above 300, so don't change my profit target. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. I'm trying to stay below 300 on the day. So I took a loss on purpose. So I'm not even counting that towards like my win rate or anything, just because like I wanted to do that on purpose because I wanted to stay below $300. So yeah, I don't know. Today was just like it was a lot, but shit, up $300. This is probably like my best day almost. I don't know if I've ever been up $300, or it's certainly been a minute since I've been up $300. But I've never had like a 20-point trade on ES before, so that's kind of nice. It was really good to see. That one had a lot of potential, and I went in with little risk and I added, and that was my first time adding before, so that was is really good. I'm glad. So the account's at 10,000. It's $8 away from $800, so 10,800. So I'm almost $200 away from passing this evaluation, which is my first evaluation. So I'm almost there. But this was the seventh day, and I need to trade for 10 days. So I still have like three more trading days and $200 more. So we'll see which one we hit first. I'm hoping I can continue. I mean, shit. Maybe we'll pass it tomorrow. Who knows? But I mean, it's definitely like not too far out there. It's definitely an option to pass it tomorrow. But I'm not going to pass for it tomorrow. I'm not trying to pass it tomorrow. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Like I'm not hesitating to take these trades, which is good because the market is just this solid right now. Like my reads with the market, I don't know. It's just like obviously there's a mix of luck in there, but I'm getting like good entries and I'm getting like big trades, so it's good. It's kind of like it's going well together, and so I'm glad I'm on the eval, and so it's going very well. I mean, like here's the fucking Walmart version TradeZilla, three winning like we've had five winning days in a row, so we're up literally $800 the past 2 weeks. So yeah, I've never been up this much, so I'm just gonna shit. Time will tell what happens next. And I mean, tomorrow's Friday, so we'll have another. I mean, there's more news tomorrow. I mean, there's like CPI, jobless claims today, 6:30 in the morning. So there's probably gonna be some volatility tomorrow. So probably an opportunity to get a trade. So yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see how tomorrow goes. I ain't gonna try to like predict anything, but we'll see how it goes tomorrow. And yeah.